Lost Phoenix facing a level 8 clan, and what was the outcome? Well, let me tell you, 3 stars win wars. Welcome my clashing friends to Clash of Clans Attacks. If you haven't already subscribed, please do for the latest update and sneak peek information. As today's episode, yes, we are taking down a level 8 clan. Just a few clans hitting level 8 already, and Lost Phoenix faced one in a recent clan war. Now, Monaros of Lost Phoenix, one of the more heroic attacks, an air attack, number 23 up against number 4, a supermax base, using some minions to probe for seeking air mines at the top of the screen before releasing the hounds and the balloons in a Lavaloonion attack. Now, a good deployment of balloons avoids getting them all bunched up right in the center, and very patiently he's waiting for the first rage spells to deploy. First one goes down on the left hand side. There it is, catching that entire group of balloons. Then on the right, now the big group of balloons in the middle will eventually catch the second rage spell as they head in towards the center. Single target Inferno on this side, so not as critical. Freeze spell maybe a little bit misplaced. Second freeze spell freezes a Tesla and the Expo. Now that far Inferno going to work. Monaros wishing he had dropped it there, but it does work out pretty well. 48% damage, and by the time this air phase is done, there is little work left for the heroes but to try to get to that town hall and 2 more structures. Now obviously this is not a 3-star strategy, but when you are facing a majority of maxed out town hall 10s, it is always critical to get those 2-star wins in, and then give a chance for other players to move in and clean up with those 3-star strategies. Just a few 3-star wins usually make the difference in a 50 versus 50 Town Hall 10 war, with the majority of the bases just being 2-starred in every single war. Now, if you guys saw the previous episode that talked about Town Hall 9s 2-starring Town Hall 10s, that was this same war clan that was doing that. So despite the fact that they had a number of Town Hall 9s, this opposing clan went into this war with 231 war wins. At the time, more than I had ever seen by any other clan, level 8 obviously. And I'm sure they had faced a lot of all Town Hall 10 clans before like ours, and their Town Hall 9s coming in and 2-starring a few Town Hall 10s, making a big difference and freeing up more bases for their Town Hall 10 3-star specialists to go after, and that was no doubt how they were winning so many wars. Now obviously, with a mixed clan like that, they probably saw better war matchups than against Lost Phoenix. We certainly had an advantage by having all Town Hall 10s against their Town Hall 9s, and I'm guessing had we had the same Town Hall spread that they did, we probably would have lost. Just given the number of war wins they had, they obviously have a solid strategy that has been working for them for a long time. So Monaros gets the job done, gets his heroes in after that town hall, and lets the attack run out all the way, just in case we ran into a tie, getting every last percentage point he could. So a solid 2-star win, 60%. But it was really the 3-star wins that made the difference. And here comes Rob of Lost Phoenix, one of our own 3-star specialists, with a somewhat unusual strategy, softening up the center of the base with that one earthquake spell, 25% damage, significant to those defenses in the center. And then coming from the opposite side with the jump spells, great jump spells opening up multiple enclosures. And really at this point, for this type of attack to become a 3-star, you've got to count on those golems protecting the wizards and the heroes, making them last longer, getting them into the core. And another well-placed jump spell you can see is going to allow access to 4 more enclosures, getting towards the center, but also getting after those other critical high DPS defenses, the Expos and the Inferno Towers. So if you look at the spread of this attack, on the left hand side, golems leading the way protecting wizards, down the center a bunch more golems protecting the Archer Queen, and on the far right the king is in effect tanking for the wizards that are behind him. Now this base obviously not completely maxed out, level 20 something heroes, several archer towers not all the way maxed, or the cannons. But still, it is a significant feat to 3-star a Town Hall 10 like this, especially when it is set up in that anti-3-star manner and you're not using a hybrid attack. Rob just going in with golems, wizards, and the heroes and doing a great job of it. Those mass golem attacks, super powerful, especially when the golems protect your smaller units. And as you can see, late in this attack, the Archer Queen still at full health and still has her royal cloak in hand. and once again the golems are out in front protecting her, and as she finally gets through this wall, 87% damage. The king is still up, but really the queen is going to be the hero that is key here as she works her way through a few more of these walls after these last defenses. 92% damage now. The king is still up and the golems still trying to help out. So maybe this was kind of a Town Hall 9.5 with super high level walls and then lower level defenses. Did not work out here as Rob has units to spare as the last structure goes down. But of course, what Lost Phoenix War would be complete without an attack from the famous Glider? And yes, here he is, bringing his Royal Witchcraft attack, the heroes, healers, and 13 witches this time to this open-style Nemesis-based design. An Earthquake spell right in the center doing 25% damage to the Inferno Towers, Expos, and Town Hall. And the Queen clearing multiple structures on the outside before he starts with the rest of the attack. So the Queen takes down half a dozen structures in this entire enclosure first and works her way around, and now Glider is going to work on getting those walls open. Here comes the first of the jump spells. The Queen has gone right. There go the witches right down the middle, and this was one of the last attacks of the war, so Glider knew that there was not a giant bomb there, doing a cleanup on this village. There is the jump spell on the far left-hand corner, and that is where the king and a golem will enter and help clear those other surrounding structures, and that should help get the witches right down the middle, but they're already headed there with the aid of that last jump spell over the inner Town Hall enclosure wall. Those mass witches doing a great job. They've got the first Inferno Tower down. They're working on the Archer Queen. The Lava Hound falls as well. The attacking Archer Queen out to the right-hand side, still doing a great job. She's going to take out the Barbarian King. And on the left-hand side, you can see the Golem Giant combo leading the way for the Barbarian King, and 39% damage. Great freeze spell, freezing the Expo and that far multi-target Inferno, and that gives the witches a chance to ramp up skeleton production. The Barbarian King on the left-hand side, way down towards the bottom of the base. There's the first star, and now the witches and skeletons have gone to work on the Town Hall. Second star incoming, and the Archer Queen taking out one of the Expos on the inside, and that is just going to lend more of an advantage to those witches. Mass skeletons getting blown up at once, but there's so many witches left that they are quickly going to overwhelm the last Inferno Tower. The heroes are still up. In fact, the Barbarian King has turned the corner and he's all the way towards the back end of this village, and his Guardian Golem is just now turning into Golemites, and by lasting that long, he has ensured that these witches will overrun the other Inferno Tower, finishing clearing out that Town Hall enclosure. There's just a couple of witches left, but the Archer Queen and her Royal Cloak and her healers are still up. And as we pan out on this village, the deciding factor is the fact that there are no splash damaging defenses remaining, only Teslas and cannons, and that is going to be another huge advantage for Glider, his witches, his Archer Queen, as they work on cleaning up these last structures. And yes, in just a few seconds, here it comes, Glider pulling out another Royal Witchcraft 3-star Clan War attack. And in fact, Glider's attack was the last of the war. As his attack finished up, he added one final star to the scoreboard, and that brought the final score 114 to 100 as Lost Phoenix level 6 takes down a level 8 clan. Now, I do have to admit, as we go to the war map and the war tally, that the other clan probably saw that they were overmatched and early on sort of gave up. You can see they only attacked 74 times out of 100 possible attacks. We carried out every single attack. Again, the war matchups not always completely fair, and we admit that, but it's always nice to beat a level 8 clan no matter how it happens. So thank you guys as always for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Please don't forget to check out my other episodes. Like, comment, and of course subscribe for daily Clash of Clans and early update and sneak peek information. And I will see you guys again back here tomorrow with more full attacks.
Galadon, what update information are you talking about? You're a bit of a tease, Galadon.